Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tampa, Florida for IWE Hell in a Cell. I'm Jimmy Bly alongside Christopher Pierce. And Christopher, we're set for one heck of a pay-per-view tonight.
You know, we ended up getting a little bit of a precursor when we saw the tag team matchup inside Hell in a Cell last pay-per-view. I'll tell you what, if it's anything like that here tonight, we are in for a heck of a show, that's for sure.
Our first match tonight is the Women's Championship Hell in a Cell match. Jessica Shelton gonna put her title on the line, and it looks like it's gonna be against Carmella. Or as the Titantron says, Armella.
Armel.
The self-proclaimed most beautiful woman in all of IWE. Carmella getting her opportunity at the championship here tonight.
We're going to get a lot of nasty tweets on Twitter about people thinking that the Queen Charmel was going to be coming out just based on the fact it was only those letters showing on the Titantron. Anyway.
Well, you know, stuff happens. Here, Carmella makes her way down to the ring. Now, it's not going to be a very easy task tonight. We see how determined Jessica Shelton is when it comes to defending and also winning the title from her opponents.
Absolutely, but I feel like we're going to be just going back to the script of what we were saying back during the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. You see the steel structure, Hell in a Cell, just above the ring here. That is the third entity in all of our matchups here tonight. That is going to be a difference maker. We're going to be seeing the competitors, challenger and champion alike, utilizing that to their advantage. I mean, this is one of the rare occasions where it doesn't really come down to grappling. It doesn't come down to who's the best wrestler. Sometimes it's who's able to outlast the other opponent and take the most punishment.
Absolutely. So here comes our champion. Fresh off her win at WrestleMania Backlash, Jessica Shelton.
There's been a number of matchups in the past couple of months that, you know, we've kind of had Jessica Shelton at a disadvantage to her opponent, and she's been able to find the weak point and be able to come out victorious. Be interesting to see here tonight, trying to strategize for someone that I don't think she's faced off at in her IWE career yet. And inside of a structure like Hell in a Cell, gonna be interesting to see what the strategy is, how much tape she's been able to watch to find maybe a weak point of Carmella and try and retain the championship for another pay-per-view.
That's gonna be very true to him. Jessica Shelton channeling her inner Asuka for this entrance here. You know how we all know how big of a fan she is.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. Very big Asuka fan. As a matter of fact, a lot of the repertoire of her moveset comes from the Empress of Tomorrow.
The structure going to be coming down here surrounding these two women, and then this is going to get started.
So we have to remind everybody that this is a steel cage. It does have a steel cage ceiling on the top, so there's no way to be able to climb out of it as in a normal steel cage match. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to keep these individuals inside. We ended up seeing back in that tag team match, which I think we're going to be referring to quite a bit here tonight, just based on the fact it gave us an idea of what to expect this evening. We saw competitors be able to break out of the cell, climb up onto that roof, and fight up there. You know, a pinfall submission inside of the ring, but they can go anywhere they want to, really, in this arena, and that includes outside of the structure that's supposed to keep them in, but sometimes, depending on circumstances, doesn't always do that.
Yeah, not always. Referee Ernest Wright holds it on top. The cell is lowered into place, and this match is going to begin.
Might be the easiest night for referee Ernest Wright here as well. Only going to have to worry about the action if it takes place inside the squared circle. And right out of the gate, Carmella with a super kick. We've seen this as well. A lot of times the opponents of Jessica Shelton's had to face off in month after month. They try and get the early advantage, but Jessica has shown that she's got the longevity in terms of endurance, able to weather the early storm and then mount comebacks later on in the matchup.
Absolutely. Carmella already outside the ring now. She's looking underneath the ring. Remember, you know, there's still, just because there's a cell around the cage, there are still weapons underneath the ring.
Pinfall, submission, but no countouts, no disqualifications. So yeah, anything goes. So it's, I believe, a kendo stick that Carmella brought into the ring. Another thing that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on tonight, Jimmy, is the fact that if we go back to that tag team matchup, we saw so many different items brought into the ring. We had a table, we had a kendo stick, we had a sledgehammer, we had a chair. I believe the sledgehammer was the only item that was brought in. So I'm not necessarily certain if we're going to see the weapons used here tonight, or are they going to play just more of a distraction factor than anything else?
It's very possible. I'm just kind of going to have to wait and see if one of them can use one. I see that the kendo stick is not in the ring anymore.
Yeah, it just rolled out of the ring actually a few moments ago. It's laying on the outside there.
Dalton beginning to fight back.
Man, you could just hear those shots all the way through this arena. My gracious. Oh!
Used to call that a Bella Buster.
It was also known as the In Your Face back in Impact Wrestling.
Carmella really getting a good run here. You know, you figure Jessica, as I say that, Jessica starts coming back, so Carmella's beginning to put in a lot of offense more than what we usually see the opponents of Jessica Shelton get to put in.
Let's also remember here, I'm going to take you down a long trip down victory lane. Carmella was the inaugural YWC SmackDown Women's Champion, so she knows what it's like to hold championship gold, so do not count her out at all.
Oh, look at this! What a DDT! Man, that DDT would almost make Jake Roberts proud. Uh-oh, Shelton a little angry with that one, and an inverted neck breaker by Shelton. Man, look at Shelton. Look at the combos by Shelton.
My
look at
goodness.
this. Shining Wizard to Carmella.
Carmella down and out right now. Oh!
RKO style into the submission. Will Carmella tap out?
Kind of like a modified version of a camel clutch, but you got one arm underneath the chin, the other arm behind the back, locking in that submission move.
Oh my gosh, look at that move by Carmella.
Thought for a moment she might be trying to go for a submission around the legs, but instead, setting up for something else.
Oh, a super kick.
Right on the button.
Carmella's super kick goes for the cover on Shelton, and Shelton just kicked out at 2.
Wow, you can't get any closer than that. I thought for a moment there, referee's hand was going to come down for 3. We were going to have ourselves a new women's champion, but Shelton.
Oh, another super kick.
Shelton's still in this, at least for the moment. Carmella's ready, maybe for another super kick. Nope.
Look for something here, up, straight down on her head. Is that going to be? Is that enough for the championship? 2, 3, and it's over. And Carmella is the new women's champion.
Right out of the gate, Carmella firing the first shot, and she fires the last shot. Championship changes hands here tonight. Well done to Carmella. Shelton got in some offense, but not a lot. Carmella, for the most part, dominated this matchup.
Yeah, she really did. It's almost as if Jessica really couldn't get out of the gate. I mean, she's got a lot of good offense in, but in the end, it's Carmella who will take home the championship.
Gonna have to file a new trademark, most beautiful champion in IWE.
Yeah, we really will. Obviously, she's very excited about it. It was a pretty decent match according to our fan counter here.
Also want to make a quick note as well. Really didn't see the cell come into play. We saw a kendo stick get introduced into the matchup and was not utilized, but for the most part, that action all took place inside the ropes. The cell did not play much of a factor into the outcome of this one in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, no, not at all. And up next, we have our tag team championships on the line. And as Christopher stated earlier, because they had their Hell in a Cell last pay-per-view, we are not having it invested inside on this pay-per-view. And here come the challengers.
I think that's really smart too, just to not put them through a second Hell in a Cell. They've already done one. Riddle nearly died. I mean, what more do these guys have to prove? Why would you put them through that all again?
I think Riddle's special request of this match not be a Hell in a Cell match.
for those that don't know, Matt Riddle climbed up to the top of the structure and actually was thrown off. It wasn't even one of those Rikishi spots with a truck below to be able to break about 3 or 4 feet of the fall. It was from top of the cage to the floor. And somehow, some way, I still don't even know how. I guess the guy's made of steel or something. Got up after about, 10-15 seconds of taking that tumble. I mean, guy is a freak of nature.
He really is, but they ended up winning the titles. So it got the good part there. Speaking of Matt Riddle.
All right, so I know that we're about a month removed from that title matchup, but you'd have to think that even a month, Matt Riddle cannot be at 100%. Even Randy Orton took a beating in that matchup, so you gotta think that physically, the tag team champs are coming in at a disadvantage.
That's very true. I mean, and even physically, I mean, you've got wrestlers talk about stuff that's not healed from years ago. You know, so I just don't see. I agree with you. I don't see these guys being at 100%. I want to say maybe 85, if that, and that's being generous.
I was gonna say that's being very generous. I'll tell you what, despite us talking about the physical disadvantage that the tag champs might be in coming into this matchup, in terms of team chemistry, it's going to be very difficult to pick a winner. We've seen tremendous chemistry between Riddle and Randy Orton, Team RK Bro, and of course we know the brothers, the Usos, work very well together, so I don't know. That big talking point there, the physical status of these two teams, it may be the difference maker in tonight's matchup. We'll have to wait and see, because as far as chemistry, I don't think either one's got an advantage over the other.
No, not at all. Randy Orton looking at the title belt as he makes his entrance here. Randy Orton's been so determined. We've seen just not only his wrestling ability, but his stature and his moves in terms of wrestling just go up since being paired with Riddle. And honestly, it makes us more happy and excited to watch this match. We never know what's going to happen or what he's going to do.
And we have to remember, too, Randy Orton was the one that got the pinfall for his team back in that Hell in a Cell matchup to get these tag team titles and carry them here into Hell in a Cell. Matt Riddle proving a bit of a distraction, allowing him to be able to get that pinfall. So, you got to wonder what kind of confidence Randy Orton has coming to this one as well, knowing that they went into really an anybody's guess of who was going to be walking out with the tag team titles. Of course, throw Hell in a Cell into that mix as well, and they came out victorious. So, in terms of the confidence level, it's got to definitely be in the corner of RK Bro.
Confidence level high, yes, but still can't count out the Bloodline. Bloodline have, not only do they have Roman in their back corner, but they have Roman, Brock, Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns just has been pushing his cousins to try to win this. So imagine if the Usos were to walk out with the titles tonight.
So if you're the challengers, what do you think? And single out Riddle possibly, since he more than likely, as we know, took the most punishment in that Hell in a Cell matchup?
Excuse me. Yeah, you would think that, but with the tornado style tag matches that IWE presents, it sometimes might be a little hard to be able to single out just one person.
We have seen that the tornado-style tag team matchups have definitely made it interesting in terms of team chemistry and who's been able to get the 2 versus 1 advantage. We've seen the New Day be able to get the tag team titles in that regard. RK Bro getting the tag team titles as mentioned. So we'll see if the Usos have been keeping an eye on just how it all goes down, if they'll try and utilize that. Really, the goal is wear down one of the opponents so much you get them outside the ring and make it a 2v1. That's really how we've seen the championships change hands the last couple of pay-per-views.
Get Riddle now working on one of the Usos in the corner here, bounce off the ropes. Now look at him working the knees, and now one of the Usos are to the outside.
Already the tag champs trying to utilize that strategy. Riddle goes out there to meet up with one of the Usos. I don't know how you tell them apart.
Yeah, you really can't tell. You have to call them Uso 1 and Uso 2.
Even then, I might end up calling Uso 2, Uso 2, so...
You mean Uso 1? Words are confusing.
that Uso.
Yep. Oh, Randy Orton kicking the one that's in the ring's butt right now, and on the outside, Riddle trying to get the advantage here. And so far, look at the combinations. You know, have you ever really seen that in a lot of the wrestling matches recently here? But a lot of these superstars, ooh, a nice T-bone suplex there by Riddle, have adapted this new combo strategy that they do. Hit their opponents with a lot of combination punches and kicks. As an elbow drop by Randy Orton, goes for the cover on the Uso in the ring, outside distracted, and he kicks out at 2.
But that was about to maybe become one of the fastest matchups in IWE history right there. That got really close.
Can't be any faster than Kyle Matthews getting eliminated in his first Rumble.
But that's not a match.
I mean, technically is.
That's a part of a match. That's not a full match. That's a segment.
A segment. Wow, look at Riddle, the athleticism of him out on the outside there.
Just lifting the dead weight of one of the Usos there.
Referee has his attention inside the ring now as Riddle brings the other Uso back into the ring.
Now it's really tough because, you know, for Riddle being there on the outside, with the Usos being on the outside, you have to keep your head on a swivel as well because, you know, if whichever Uso is in the ring gets the advantage on Randy Orton, Riddle's got to be there to be able to try and make sure he's able to break up a potential pinfall. Same thing, vice versa. If Randy Orton gets the advantage, then the Uso on the outside has to get in and help his brother.
Uso starting to take back advantage of Riddle here. He's able to counter some of Riddle's stuff. Now look at the swinging neck breaker there. I'm just going to go out on the limb and say that was Jey Uso.
I won't argue with you because I don't know one way or the other.
Randy Orton has really been in control of the Uso in the ring. Orton going to the top rope, but we don't see him go up to the top rope very often here.
We really don't, but I think Randy realizing the gravity of the situation right now, you've got to go outside of your comfort zone.
Just like that Uso did to the splash to the back of Riddle. Now the Usos starting to get in control here.
Already seen one title change hands here tonight. Carmella, the new IWE Women's Champion, so the Usos hoping that will begin a trend this evening. I'm trying to remember back, maybe you can remember, Jimmy. I don't believe that under IWE or YWC, I don't believe that the Usos have ever held the Tag Team Championship gold.
I don't believe so either.
So, could be a history-making night for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, sorry, I got distracted for a second. I know, and I've got distracted and now I completely forgot what I was going to say. I'm the greatest commentator out there. I
got something to say. We could also have history made in the fact that we could end up having four different individuals from the same faction end up holding Tag Team Championship gold. You already mentioned about the Bloodline. We ended up already seeing Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns have a tremendous run as Tag Team Champions, and the Usos could end up getting them as well.
Orton had a cover, and they're going to see it. Look at the Usos go down with a super kick.
Orton down and out.
Oh, Riddle not paying attention here.
Oh, last minute, Riddle trying to break that up. I think Orton kicked out. Right to the side of the head. Ooh, Randy Orton doing a little showboating there on the outside. That cost him. Oh! Orton's down the floor.
Riddle with a submission in the ring. And the Uso able to come in and break it up. Now we have a 2-on-1 situation here. What's Uso thinking here? Oh my gosh. What's Randy thinking here?
Don't turn around, Uso. You're not going to like the view.
Oh, he countered. He countered the RKO. And look at them both going for the cover. Ernest Wright not really in position here. Riddle kicks out, and so does Randy Orton.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I think Ernest Wright's going to have some explaining to do if the Usos don't walk out of here with Tag Team Championship gold. I think they had RK Bro dead to rights there, and Ernest took his time getting to that pinfall.
So the other Uso in the corner here going for the splash. The splash on Riddle.
Cover him.
Here he goes, going for the cover now, and Orton distracted. Orton again distracted. And the Usos win. Randy Orton distracted by beating up, I want to say that was Jimmy Uso. And now the Usos have won the tag team championships. Now look at them shooing the referee out of the ring.
Incredible. Just 1 month ago, Randy Orton was the reason that RK Bro was holding the tag team titles. Here tonight, Randy Orton might have been the reason that they lost it, just not keeping his eye on the prize. Normally, you know, you would think a veteran of the business would be able to realize what was going on, but he didn't have a clue that Matt Riddle just behind him was getting covered.
No, not at all. The Usos holding the tag team championships high. Up next, Christopher, our good buddy Kyle Matthews puts his title on the line in a Hell in a Cell.
And if you're Kyle Matthews, you're not liking the tail of the tape right now. 2 matches and 2 exchanges of the titles here so far tonight.
Oh, yeah. We talked about Kyle closing in on the 100 days as champion back at WrestleMania Backlash. I believe that this month marks over 100 days Kyle has been Intercontinental Champion. Man, that freaking cage looks so big.
But let's also go back and remember where Kyle Matthews ended up winning the Intercontinental Championship, inside Elimination Chamber. So he's no stranger to steel structures.
Very true, but I want to say so is this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Finn Balor, also known as the Prince.
Well, he will look to make Kyle Matthews his pawn here tonight, but I'll tell you what, we've seen challenger after challenger get turned back by Kyle Matthews, ranging from The Undertaker to the Immortal Hulk Hogan. Granted, those are, and I'm saying this as kindly as I can, legends. They're not as young as Finn Balor, not quite as athletic as Finn Balor, so to date, this may be the toughest challenge Kyle Matthews has had since winning the Intercontinental Championship.
Crowd absolutely loving the fact that Finn Balor is here tonight. Prince Balor, excuse me. This should be a very interesting match. I hear the crowd absolutely intense for Finn Balor. Looking right at the camera, the people watching at home. All 3 of them. We got more people in the crowd than we do people watching at home.
Well, as my great-grandfather used to say, 3 is more than 0. He wasn't wrong. I checked his facts. It's true.
Yep. And here he comes. The Intercontinental Champion. But I'll tell you, Kyle has really been on a high horse since winning this championship.
He really has, but let's be honest too, he's got a right to be on a high horse. He's been able to back it up. You know, we saw him win the Intercontinental Championship inside Elimination Chamber, 5 other competitors, so obviously the odds were in favor of him being able to maybe pull out a fluke win, but he has shown now week after week, month after month, it was no fluke. He has been able to weather some really good opponents. He has been able to come out on top. It's been a long tenure of him holding that belt, and here tonight we'll see if he can keep that tenure going.
Absolutely. Crowd clearly behind Finn Balor. Finn Balor, one side of the ring. Kyle Matthews, the other side of the ring. Ernest Wright, the center of the ring.
A film by Michael Bay.
One of these 3 doesn't belong here.
3 men enter, 1 man leaves.
One man gets paid.
One man takes a bump, and it's not any of the wrestlers. And there's the closest that Ernest Ray will ever get to holding the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
No, Ernest, you're not the champ. Put it down.
Look at that serious look on his face, too.
He's never happy. I've never seen him smile.
Cage down, and the match begins.
All right, so what do you think, Jimmy? We ended up seeing in our women's championship match, the cell really never came into play. It definitely came into play in the tag team matchup last pay-per-view. I mean, do we see just a grappling match here between these two, or do we see the steel structure actually play its part?
I'm not entirely sure. You never know really what you're going to see, because it's always possible that this match could spill outside and you can see the cage come into play, or it might not. Finn Balor out of the gate, though, hasn't let Kyle throw one punch at him.
And steel chair. Ooh, Kyle seeing it coming. Got that steel chair out of Finn Balor's hands.
That was going right for Kyle's head, too.
Yes, it was. Wow, what an uppercut. I'm not sure if that got Finn flush on the mouth or if it's just under the chin, but you saw definitely was effective. Staggered Finn Balor for a brief moment.
Oh, now Kyle's picking up the chair.
Oh, boy.
Oh, right to the back. And another one.
Well, Finn saw that third shot coming, rolled out of the way.
Oh my goodness, that was a brain buster.
Yeah, right on the back of Kyle's head, around the neck area. That will definitely have you disoriented for a period of time.
Finn really coming at it here. Oh, Kyle, I think moved out of the way from that one. It's a really bad angle. Kyle tried to use the chair again. Finn kicked it right out of his hand.
You bring up the fact that no disqualification, no countouts. In all honesty, Hell in a Cell takes away the champion's advantage. I mean, Kyle Matthews, everything that he could utilize to maybe take a shortcut and still walk out with the title, that's all gone. That's not in play anymore.
No, not at all. Finn really bringing it to Kyle Matthews here. Oh my God. Knee right to the face.
Blocking Finn's knee with his face.
Yeah. Oh, what's Finn thinking here? Kyle really holding on to his knee. And looking for the drop kick, and he got it.
Wow, missile drop kick there. Kyle Matthews, well, I thought down and out, kicks Finn Balor off, and now trying to mount a comeback of his own, up and over, and Kyle Matthews is eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
Those are words that Kyle's all too familiar with.
It is.
Oh! Head first off the steel steps.
I think his forehead might have just gotten the corner of those steel steps. That was, ooh, that made me cringe.
Kyle fighting back. These guys are fighting on the outside. Well, they were fighting on the outside of the ring. Kyle gets them back in. Now Kyle going to the top rope here. Balor up and tried to walk away, but Kyle said, "Where are you going?"
Heck of airtime there for Kyle Matthews. I think he just leaped more than halfway across the ring.
Who does he think he is, Shane McMahon? Who does he think he is, our former champion, Rob Van Dam?
Well, if he ever pulled off a Shane McMahon move, you know what it would be called?
What?
We the Coast to Coasters.
Wow. And you say my jokes are terrible.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
Yeah, I say you're not sorry. I know you're not. I know better than that.
I was never sorry.
Uh-oh, what's Kyle thinking here? Oh, I thought he was thinking of a powerbomb. Then reversing into a roll-up here. And oh my God, I thought that was it.
And again, for those watching, no countouts, no disqualifications, and no rope breaks. We saw that Kyle, I believe that at least his upper torso was underneath that bottom rope, and yet referee Ernest Wright still did the count. That's going to happen. Those ropes do not count as far as any rope breaks here this evening.
Finn Balor has really been on the offense here. Look at Balor up on the top rope, hits the splash.
You see how with ease he got up to the top rope. Finn Balor, cat-like quickness.
Kyle, look at him go. And Kyle, Blue Thunder Bomb on Finn Balor.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the cover there. Now he's going to go for the cover, I think, but lost some precious seconds in doing so.
Yep, and Finn Balor kicks out.
Yeah, I think that if Kyle had gone for the pin right off the Blue Thunder Bomb, he might have been able to get him, but took a little bit too long turning Finn over for the cover.
Oh, look at this, look at this. Oh, the Dollar General's powerbomb there by Kyle Matthews, going for the cover on Finn, and Kyle wins.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie, I was hoping you people let that joke.
Now that joke was only worth $1.25.
All jokes aside, Kyle Matthews once again retains the Intercontinental Championship. And it was just that quick, too.
It really was. Finn Balor gave it a heck of a try there, but Kyle Matthews emerges victorious. The reign continues, and the ego will just keep getting bigger here at the commentator's desk.
Oh yeah, it definitely will, especially when you're first back, hopefully next week.
I think we're going to need a second chair here, one for Kyle and one for his ego.
More than likely.
Next, exit, next, exit, next, exit, next.
Took somebody back there couldn't make up their mind.
Yeah.
It's our main event time here at Hell in a Cell. And it is.
We've teleported somehow from Tampa to Atlanta. I don't know how that happened, but woo!
It's time for the IWE Championship match. And here comes the challenger. This guy used to be part of the New Day before getting drafted and pretty much being, I can't say drafted, but more like being separated. And now here he is, Big E, going for the IWE Championship.
Well, talking about the New Day, his counterparts, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, they've experienced championship gold here in IWE, former tag team champions. Big E is yet to hold championship gold in any way, shape, or form. Maybe here tonight he can hold one of the biggest prizes of them all, leaving Hell in a Cell, but gonna have to go through this man.
The almighty Bobby Lashley.
This has maybe been one of the most talked about matchups here coming into Hell in a Cell. Two men equal in power, equal in agility, equal in speed. Maybe Lashley a little bit more of an advantage in terms of the submission game, but for the most part, these are two very equally matched individuals.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, I think this match is false count anywhere or anything goes, which I'm pretty sure it's kind of the same match.
Pretty much.
So,
The only difference is that the pinfall submission either is going to take place inside the ring or anywhere outside of the ring. But to your point, everything else, pretty much as far as the criteria, all the same.
Bobby Lashley is set to defend the IWE Championship. And listen to this crowd.
You talked about him getting broken off from the New Day faction, but that doesn't stop this crowd here of doing a little bit of New Day rocks chant.
Another frown upon Ernest Wright's face.
Just mad at the world, I think.
No, I think he's just mad that he doesn't get paid as much as he used to.
He didn't get chocolate pudding for lunch.
Now that we've kind of IWE's expanded into much bigger arenas now, unfortunately, Ernest Wright's paycheck as being our only referee has dwindled a little bit, and he's not too happy about it. Bobby Lashley celebrating his championship victory from WrestleMania Backlash. 31 days Bobby Lashley has held that title. Will he make it? Will he be able to continue on that legacy? Or will he lose it to Big E here tonight?
Already been a great one here this evening. We've seen the women's title change hands. Carmella, the new women's champion. Tag team championships have changed hands. The Usos now carrying that gold into our next pay-per-view. Kyle Matthews, though, retaining his Intercontinental Championship. So right now...
Intercontinental?
Yes,
what kind of accent is that? What are you, from Boston?
That's when you can't defend it. Intercontinental.
IWE pay-per-views when your accents really come out. Well, already
back
outside
to the point I was
ring.
going to make before you made fun of my accent. 2-1 so far here tonight in titles changing hands. We'll see if we end up going like a perfect 50% here. If Lashley is able to retain, but you know, interesting the champions that we've got at least so far heading into our next pay-per-view.
Yeah, Carmella to retain, or not to retain, but to defend her title at Money in the Bank, which is, I believe, our next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. We've got the Usos going to try to defend their newly won tag team championships. And Kyle Matthews going to try to figure out who his next opponent's going to be for Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, one of those big four pay-per-views, along with the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and...
Oh my gosh, Bobby Lashley.
The other one.
Tossing. I guess this is false count anywhere because the referee is outside the ring as well. And look at just Bobby Lashley just tossing Big E around.
Yeah, Big E, after he got his midsection introduced to the steel steps, he's been able to mount little to no offense at this point in time. Almost got sent to the steel steps again, and I think he just barely sidestepped them.
Big E trying to fight back. Now Big E's got Bobby Lashley up on his shoulders here, and a snake eyes kind of moved right to the apron of the ring.
Of course, as we know, the ring apron is the hardest part of the ring.
Bobby Lashley, now look at Lashley going for an armbar submission.
Referee Ernest Wright right there in position, asking Big E if he wants to give up. He wants to throw in the towel. Not going to get rid of him that easily. Nice reversal there. Shift the hips.
Collar elbow tie up. Big E with a knee to the midsection here. Oh my goodness. And that was a lot of momentum into those steel steps.
Again, that midsection area. Oh, wow.
Oh, Big E up with the, look at the combo with the slam on the outside. And remember, that's very, very light padding out there.
That's visual padding. There's no padding there.
I mean, you do got a point. IWE just makes it look like there's padding there so we don't get in trouble with the law.
Like taking a bed sheet and just putting it over the concrete. It makes it look soft, but it's not.
Looks can always be deceiving, my friend. As Big E, look at Big E, look at him showing up over his shoulder and behind. There's no doubt that Big E and I think Big E and Bobby Lashley's strength can go toe to toe. I mean, really the only difference I could see is maybe the size.
Yeah, but size doesn't always matter. Usually it just comes down to the core foundation as far as the power. And definitely to your point, Bobby Lashley and Big E, very similar, if not complete equals in that department.
Submission, well, what was a submission, and referee all over behind the ring there.
He's yelling at the ring. I'm not sure. He was over there yelling at the ring.
Oh, look at this. Oh, I thought Bobby was going for maybe like a torture rack submission, but Big E fought out of it. Now another slam from behind.
Boy, and that's some tremendous impact to the lower back, the kidney area there for Bobby Lashley. That's at least the second fall he's taken in the last couple of minutes.
Well, looks like now we're getting things back in the ring. Oh, what's Big E thinking here? Big splash by Big E. Oh, Big E real fired up here. Is he going to go for the big ending? He's got him up. Oh, but Bobby reverses.
Nice move there by Bobby Lashley. Whoop.
And Big E reverses Bobby Lashley.
Belly to belly overhead suplex there for Big E. Just dead weight lifting a man the size of Bobby Lashley. Up, here we go.
Big ending by Big E. Goes for the cover on Lashley. Are we going to see a new champion? Yes, we will.
Wow. Big E. You know, the RKO from out of nowhere. That was the big ending from out of nowhere. I mean, my gracious, that just kind of happened in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely. Big E, after winning the championship and another brand over Bobby Lashley, does it again here, solidifying his IWE status here as our champion. So thank you guys so much for watching. Christopher, it's always fun to have you here. And as we get ready and gear up, Big E is going to have a heck of a night to celebrate. Our next pay-per-view comes 1 month from now, and it will be Money in the Bank. Thank you guys for watching.